Call of Duty just dropped a ton of gameplay information and details about Warzone 2.0 and DMZ. So we saw them originally at COD Next, but a lot has changed since then, and they released a massive blog post where they talked about everything. There's a lot of fluff in there, but I'm going to cut through and just give you guys the important stuff that matters the most. If you enjoyed the vid, leave a like, comment below. Let's get into it. So they kick things off by saying that custom loadouts are back for Warzone 2.0. Similar to the original COD, Warzone loadouts play a large role in what makes this game unique, and in this era, players will have quicker access to their loadout's primary benefit, the primary weapon. There are 3 ways to earn a loadout, or at least a primary weapon. Shops. Players can use in-match cash at the shops, new name for the buy stations, to purchase their primary weapon from their created loadouts. A loadout drop public event, and that's a loadout drop that will drop into the map, which is called Al Mazrah, in the middle of a BR match. However, these are not limited or assigned to individual squads, but instead can be accessed by any player. So that's some kind of event that's designed to bring everyone together, I suppose. Fight over that area. If you win, and get yourself a loadout gun. And then strongholds and black sites. Players can also earn their loadout in the early game as a reward for clearing a stronghold or a black site. Additionally, in-match cash can be used to purchase your primary weapon from created loadouts. And I think we did see that at COD Next, where you could just go to a buy station and buy a gun that you created. So it's different to the loadouts in Warzone 1, but still you can make a custom gun if you make enough cash. Find enough cash, you can buy it. So reading that, it seems like loadouts are more about just your primary weapon now rather than a whole suite of things, but we'll see. Players will also have a backpack system now. You know how like in the single player, there's a couple of missions where you use it. I think that's going to be the same UI as that. And also when a player dies, they're going to drop their primary weapon on the ground and their backpack, which will contain the rest of the loot that they had. And that's all accessed through a loot menu. So looting in this game is going to be a bit more thoughtful. It won't be like it is in Warzone 1 where you just spam use. You're going to have to think about it a bit more. Gulag changes. The Gulag will now be a 2v2 environment where randomly paired duos must coordinate to take down their opposition. All players will receive a predefined loadout. At launch, this will be a pistol or a shotgun, a lethal grenade and a tactical grenade, with more highly effective weaponry and gear placed towards the map center. The Gulag will also include a jailer, that's an AI bot, who will appear in the middle of the match to help speed up the combat. And if you defeat the jailer, that will return all 4 Gulag prisoners back into the battle royale, which offers a dilemma. Do both duos agree to wait and fight this powerful enemy together, or does one get greedy and try to go for the elimination victory? And then, instead of a traditional overtime mechanic, if neither team or the jailer is eliminated after a brief period of time, all 4 operators will lose and they won't redeploy. There's also going to be AI on the map, and they'll be restricted to specific locations. You know, at COD Next, they were kind of everywhere. Well, the feedback from that event was they didn't like that, so now they've just put them at strongholds and black sites. And these are designated on your in-game map. So during each match, several strongholds are activated around the map. Squads can visit these areas to fight AI combatants. The first team to complete a stronghold must then disarm a bomb, and that will give them a key to enter a black site and get their custom loadout. Black sites are a more dangerous form of strongholds, but they offer a permanent weapon blueprint reward and even more valuable in-match items for those who clear them out. And these are only available via a black site key given to the first team that clears one of the active strongholds. So strongholds are going to be a pretty hot drop, but of course if you win the stronghold and get the key, you'll then have to defeat the black site. So Warzone definitely leaning into that PvPvE mechanic right there. In terms of the overall changes to the mechanics of the Battle Royale game mode here, there may not only be one save zone. In BR modes, there can be up to 3 circles within the collapse, which will ultimately re-merge for the final showdown. So that's going to split everyone up, and I suppose the idea for that is to try and eliminate the boring mid game. But I think if you're in a circle where you're easily the dominant squad, you might just kill everyone quickly and then you'll just be bored not doing anything for a while. We'll see in practice how that plays out. Unless there's some kind of dynamic system that looks at the amount of players in each circle and then pushes them together quicker based on that. Warzone will also have proximity chat. Communications are now open, so any in-game chat that you put on your microphone can be heard by any other squad. Bit of fun. Definitely more for the console players, because I think most PC players are going to be on Discord communicating and will just turn the chat off. Could lead to some really funny moments though, and maybe some cooperation along the way. And in regards to that, there's something called assimilation in squad-based DMZ modes. So there are different DMZ modes, not just one, as well as specific Battle Royale playlists. You have the choice to join up with enemy operators and form a larger squad. So we don't know everything about DMZ yet. PvPvE, but with an option now to team up with random squads and fight towards a shared objective. And then interrogation, this is in Battle Royale and DMZ only. In squad-based modes, intel is everything. Reveal enemy locations by successfully shaking down player-controlled enemies when they're they're downed. So if you down someone and you've got them on their own, you can do some kind of animation or interrogation, finish them off, and I suppose that will ping a UAV for your team or reveal where their team are if they're still alive. There's a long list of vehicles here too. It's quite impressive, really. This is going to be a huge part of Warzone. I'm not going to read them all out, but there you go. There's a picture of them. Some interesting ones there for sure, like the heavy chopper. And also related to this, there are no more unlimited fuel sources, so you don't have infinite fuel anymore. It runs out over time, and if you run out of gas, it's no longer usable, but you can refill the gas in them with gas cans, or you can go to gas stations. And then of course the waterways, the boats, aquatic warfare. Water's going to play a big part in this. So in addition to the traditional Warzone modes, which are solo, duo, trio, and quad, Warzone 2 will launch with a brand new experience known as DMZ. And they say that this is an open world narrative focused extraction mode where solo operators or squads have free reign to complete faction based missions, take on additional side objectives, engage with enemy operators or AI combatants, and search for valuable items, all while fighting to survive towards exfiltration. Expect a tactical overview into this mode closer to its launch next week. So this is the Tarkov sandbox style game mode for Warzone, replacing Plunder, I would assume at this point. So you drop into the map, you have to go in, do missions, get loot and extract, and there may be some kind of meta game, you know, like there is in Escape from Tarkov. So perhaps if you go in with a custom blueprint you've built specifically for DMZ, if you die, you might lose it for good. It's going to be really interesting, that one. Keep an eye on it. They also announced third-person battle royale. I think this is going to be huge. I don't know if I'm going to play it over first person, but if you think about how popular PUBG still is and games like Fortnite, third-person battle royale games, Warzone's free as well. This is going to be massive. It's much more accessible experience. You can see your operator, a bit more laid back than first person. And it says that third-person playlists will be introduced into the Warzone battle royale experience during season 1. I'd love to try that out. So Warzone will release on the 16th of November at approximately 10 a.m. PT. Following the launch, Warzone 1 will still be accessible, but it's going to be rebranded to Warzone Caldera. Modern Warfare 2 for Season 1, we're going to see the return of a few fan favorite maps. We've got Shoot House and Shipment, and a new Spec Ops mission, Raid Episode 1. We'll talk about raids in a second. I'm glad that Shipment's coming back though, because I ran out of double weapon XP tokens pretty quickly, and I'm trying to get everything leveled up before this all releases, so yes, I'll die. But Shipment would have been a lot easier, whatever. So new Spec Ops mission. Spec Ops is getting a new mission and the first episode of raids during Season 1. This one's called High Ground. And then coming mid-season, Raid Episode 1, continuing the story of the Modern Warfare 2 campaign. I like this. Raids will be the ultimate challenge for trios with a mix of stealth, all-out action, and puzzle-solving objectives. Sounds a bit like Destiny, that, doesn't it? Tier 1 mode or hardcore mode will be available at the start of Season 1. So that's decreased health, limited HUD, friendly fire turned on. I don't know how they could limit the health anymore, but one shot to kill, like, it's going to play like Insurgency Sandstorm, isn't it? Combat records and leaderboards will also be in there too in MW2 and Warzone. New battle pass, all that stuff, 4 new weapons, 6 total operators, prestige system, new weapons of the Victus XMR sniper rifle, the BAS-P SMG, I think that's an MPX, the Chimera assault rifle, that looks like a honey badger, and then the M13B assault rifle. It's an M13. It's back. And that's about it. Big blog. I'll link it down in the description below if you want to check it out for yourself. Warzone 2 DMZ. I'm hyped. I think it's going to play very differently to the first game. Raids, that's interesting too. Exciting times ahead, guys. Let me know your thoughts below. Thank you for watching. If you liked it, leave a like, subscribe for more. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.